Hi again. It's actually the next day from the last video when I was repairing the backpack blower, and I was starting to dismantle the Izzy. Well, there's a nice shiny new deck. There's a few little different features. Well, not features really, but to make things easier. On there, they were like just separate before. They weren't welded on, so they fell out when you were taking it apart. Well, it's really handy to have them on there because you haven't got to worry about putting that spacer in there. There was something else I noticed as well. I can't think what it was now. But anyway, there's a nice new deck. So I can gradually start to get these bits fitted back on. It's pretty cold outside, so I've got the heater on. Actually, the shed warms up okay. Actually, it's not too bad. It's pretty cold out there. It's well below freezing out there, and it does get quite warm in here. There's one of the wheels. I've got a little bit of muck in them now, but I actually put them through took the bearings out on that and put them through the dishwasher. They come up quite nice. So I think that could be where I start. I'll have to get something just to lay down on the bench to stop it from scratching. But I'm thinking I'm going to probably get the front axle in first, and then go from there really. It'll all be pretty straightforward. Got the engine down there. The engine's all complete. I'm still not 100% sure what drive I'm going to use. Oh well, that was so simple. Very easy to put on. I sometimes strip down and paint up the decks and that on the old Sovereign, like Champion type mowers, and the front wheel mechanism is a lot more fiddly to put on than on this. All it is one nut and bolt there, one nut and bolt there. Just got to make sure you get the height adjuster thing right. That is all right, and like I mentioned, them spacers there being welded on really made it easy. It's all tight now. All I've got to do now is just grease the bearings, put them back on the wheels, bolt them up. That's the front axle done. It should have a little yellowy greeny colour lever top on it. I have got it like that in there. So they just tap off, so I'll tap off that and put it on there so it's got that on it. I'll see if I can find my grease to just grease up that, and then, like I said, the wheels can go on. That's that part done. I'm going to be a bit stalled tonight because I haven't cleaned many of the parts. I cleaned the wheels, but I want to clean everything before it goes back on, and I won't even run it on grass, cutting grass, if I'm going to sell it so it's as clean as it possibly can be. I'll just make sure it runs and that okay at the end. So yeah, I'll crack on, get them clean wheels on, and then go from there. Yeah, now for the bearings back in the wheels, and see, go around freely enough. That one's actually a little bit quicker than that one. Might just have to take that get off again. I did give it a bit of a grease, but I might just put a bit of 3-in-1 or a bit WD-40 in it, and then that'll sort that out. Well and truly, it'll be fine then. I might try and get the drive on now. I did find where I had the drive. I've got where I put that now. Oh, it's that one down there. But that needs a brush off first to get the old grass off it, and just need some WD-40 in that, just round them bits and that, and a little bit of a clean up. So that's my next job. Well, now I have the back axle on as well. I had to use the different one that I was going to use because I didn't like how the pulley was on the other one. This one's a little bit stiff. I think I may have mentioned that at the beginning, I can't remember. But I think with a bit of use it'll be fine. I've sprayed it up with some lubricant stuff, and it seems to be moving better. So we'll see when it's done. When it gets moving, it'll probably free up a bit better. It's not too bad. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit stiff. I don't think it'll affect it when it's actually driving. It's just when you're pushing it when the drive isn't working. But I don't think it's nothing very serious at all. The other bit I mentioned on here about the difference of the decks, I said there was a little spacer that they'd welded on. Well, actually, that piece there as well, where your height adjuster fits into, that is built in with the deck as well, which originally it wasn't. It was a separate piece, like that. So you don't need that if you get a replacement deck. Right, that's what I've found anyway. I could put the handlebars on, but I won't because it's just a pain moving around in here with them on. The next job will be cleaning them up. That's the rear rubber flap. little plastic shield thing underneath, and that's the belt, the shield for the belt underneath as well. So when all that's cleaned, it'll be engine time then. The engine can go on. So yeah, we'll be getting quite close then. I've just got to clean around the bottom of the engine a little bit. It's just got a little bit grubby around the bottom. To be honest, the engine's pretty clean, to be fair. Did run okay, but I am still tempted just to... I may just take the bowl off the carburetor, just give that a clean, just to make sure there's no crud or something, and then check the tank's clean. And I'll drain it of oil before I put it on, so that he can have his new oil afterwards and everything. So tipping it around means there won't be no oil in it. So I'll probably be onto the engine next. That won't take very long, half an hour job I suppose. It's going to take me a little bit longer than I thought, but all I've been doing is sort of just taking my time really. There's no rush. I'm actually going to turn the heater off now because I've done for tonight now in here. I'll get the bits cleaned, and then we'll be getting on quite well with this. The handles are there. Which ones I use, I don't know. Probably use them ones. Got a slight scratch along the top, but I think I may have some paint quite similar to that. Just give it a misting. It's not very vital anyway. It's not actually a new mower, but it's just, as you know, it's just like a replacement deck, but I want it to look as nice as it possibly can. Hi, it's Tuesday evening now, and I'm back on the Honda Easy. I've now got the back flat clean and back on. The little guard that just, what it does is where the chute, you can sort of see where the chute comes there, it makes it so the grass comes nicely out there, so otherwise if that wasn't there, all the grass get caught around the axle and that, so that's what that does. That's all cleaned up. I had to take the wheels back off to put the pin in for the flap. I've done that now. I've got the, somewhere around here, I've got the engine belt cover bit. Oh, there we go. That's all clean enough. There's some little like washer type spacer things that fit in there. I've managed to lose one somewhere, so I'm going to have a search for one of them soon. Hopefully I've got one here. My other problem was when I took the engine off, I couldn't get that, which one's been chewed up, it's that one there. I couldn't get that bolt out. So what I had to do in the end, I had to take off the actual blade boss with it to get the engine out. I still haven't managed to do that. I think it could need a bit of heat on it and some good grips, which I haven't got here. I could do that at my dad's at some point. But to get on, I've got that one, which is the same, and I think I've got a blade outside anyway, so which should do the job. I might even have that other washer outside as well, so I'm not going to really be stalled because I've got spares. And this is actually, the blade to come off it is a pretty decent blade. It hasn't been chipped or anything hardly at all, so. But I think the one I got outside is as good as well, so I'll make sure I mark whatever blade I get left with, so I've got a spare for one of these. So basically now it's cleaning up the base of that engine, which you can see isn't very dirty at all really. It's getting quite late to start the compressor up, but I am tempted to, just so I can get that cleaned off. Just a bit of petrol or something on it, and then just or a bit of carb cleaner even probably I'll use, just to blast it out. I think the other sides are generally alright. Yeah, that's clean, that's quite clean. I did give the engine a blow down where I said, if you can see there, it's all quite clean now. And I was quite surprised actually. I said about cleaning the car, but when I popped it off, it's a brand new air filter in there. So it doesn't need one of them. This has not, it hasn't been, wasn't long ago this was serviced. New spark plug was already in it. You can see it's new, it's so shiny. And I thought I was going to drain the oil, but when I looked, you can see her there. You can see that glistening a little bit. It's so clean. So I'm going to leave it because it's a job I don't really need to do. And I can just plonk that engine straight on the deck and sort of be done with it really. I may do the recall. I may do that. There wasn't a recall pull on it when I got it, but I may do that. But it started up easy enough, so I'm thinking I'm going to leave well alone. I'll be wasting time, which I don't need to waste. So Anyway, yeah, I'll get this engine on then. As you can see, I've got the everything on basically underneath. The only thing I am missing is, like I said, one of them little washer type things. But I may have one outside, I may have one in a drawer, or there might be the one on the floor that fell out when I took it apart. I'm not sure. I think it probably is under them old engines or something. But it's a lot easier to put the engine on if there's someone else help you. But what I did, I managed to put the bolts in without the guard on. There. There's still one in there at the bottom. Put them on, just hold it in place. Then what you can do is put the guard on afterwards, and then when you get a couple of them in properly, then you take the others out and just put the washer back on. So that's how I did it. The belt's on. I've put that other blade boss on. So that's all sorted there. So yeah, I'm getting on well with this. I'll just flip it down, I'll show you it on top. There you go, it's starting to look like a proper mower again now. So, not a lot to do on this. I've got about another half an hour out here tonight because my daughter has a club. I have to pick her up at 9 o'clock, so I'll crack on a little bit more. The only thing that might be a little bit tricky now is putting the cable on for the drive, but it shouldn't be too bad actually. I should be able to get my hand in there to do it. I'll see if I can find that washer, and then yeah, I'm nearly here then. So yeah, I need to find the blade still. I've got like a tub thing outside, which I'm going to have a search through now to see if I can find the other blade and that washer. So I'll probably leave it here tonight. You've seen some progress. So oh yeah, and also there is the back flat bit to go on as well, which has got to still go on. But apart from that, we're almost there. Should be done in one more session. Thanks for watching. I'll be along with some more videos again soon.